Chosen ones, listen closely. What I'm about to share may shock you, but it's exactly what you need right now. If you're watching this video, it's no accident. God has brought you here for a reason. A powerful shift is happening in your life. One that's moving you from wanting to having. The prayers you've been whispering in the quiet, the hopes you've been holding on to, they're no longer distant dreams. They're moving into your reality faster than you can imagine. This isn't just a change in mindset. It's a deep, spiritual, and energetic transformation. God is calling you to get away now, to step into a divine hideout He's preparing just for you before the SHTF moment hits. You are being shifted into protection, moved into a realm beyond harm, where your spirit will be safe and renewed. You will start to see everything fall into place in ways that will leave you speechless. But to fully embrace this, you must align with this shift. Understand it. Walk with it. Before we dive deeper into this urgent message, do these 3 things right now. Hit that like button. Subscribe and help us reach 95,000 subscribers. Drop a comment with the number 99. This sends a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this video. If you are truly one of the chosen, you'll watch this until the very end, because your spirit already knows this message is for you. If you're not ready to receive this truth, you might not get this far. But for those who do, your life will never be the same. Now, it's time. God is calling. Your hideout awaits. Act fast. Let's begin right now. Something monumental is shifting in the spiritual realm. And God is not speaking in whispers. He is sending an urgent call to His chosen ones. Get away now. This isn't about running in fear. It's about repositioning in divine wisdom. Before chaos unfolds in the natural world, God is signaling those He has marked for purpose. If you feel the unrest in your soul, the pressure in the air, or an unexplained urgency, you are not imagining it. Heaven is moving, and you're being called to move with it. This warning isn't meant to create panic. It's meant to awaken you. The world is on the edge of something massive. Economies are fragile, peace is temporary, and darkness is gaining ground. But while most people will be caught unprepared, you are being invited into God's secret strategy. You're not ordinary, and your story won't end in disaster. You were born to survive what others cannot. God isn't asking for delay. The shift is spiritual first, then physical. It may happen while you're asleep, at work, in prayer, or simply resting. In just one moment, everything can change. So don't second-guess it. Listen. God is shouting through your intuition, through signs, and through this message. Move now, my chosen one, before it's too late. There is a supernatural extraction taking place. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit knows something is happening. God is pulling His chosen ones away from danger, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You're being hidden in plain sight, tucked into the folds of divine protection before the storm hits the masses. When SHT hits the fan, and it will, people will panic, systems will break, fear will dominate. But God never leaves His own unprotected. Remember how Noah was pulled into the ark before the rain started? You're being placed in your own modern-day ark. You are being shielded not only from external chaos, but from internal breakdowns that the enemy has planned for your downfall. And here's the beautiful truth. You didn't earn this protection. It's your inheritance. You've been marked by heaven, set apart since birth. That overwhelming tiredness, the sudden disinterest in daily life, that detachment from the world, it's all part of the spiritual evacuation plan. God is hiding you now to reveal you later, stronger, wiser, and untouched by the chaos. God is preparing a sacred space for you, not built with human hands, but formed in the spiritual dimension. This isn't fantasy, it's reality beyond the veil. Just as the body sleeps, but the spirit stays awake, you are being pulled into a divine hideout where transformation happens far from the reach of harm. Think of it like this. Soldiers are trained in secret before going into battle, hidden away, protected, and equipped. That's what's happening with you. Your spirit is being taken into a realm where God can cleanse the wounds, heal the scars, and empower you for what's ahead. It's not just rest, it's restoration with purpose. In this dimension, time moves differently. What feels like seconds in this world may be hours, even days, in the spirit. And when you return, you won't be the same. You'll walk in peace when others tremble. You'll carry wisdom that wasn't taught but downloaded. That's the power of being in God's hideout. You come out anointed, awakened, and armed. Time is not a constraint for God. While we live by clocks and calendars, heaven moves in kairos, divine timing. God can do in seconds what would take years in human strength. So if you've been feeling displaced, disconnected, or even missing from your own life, you're not broken. You're being timed perfectly for your breakthrough. Imagine waking up after what feels like a nap, only to find your heart lighter, your mind clearer, your body healed. That's because while your physical body rested, your spirit was in surgery. God was working on you behind the scenes, breaking generational curses, wiping anxiety, restoring joy. You're not just being protected, you're being rebuilt. Don't measure this process with worldly eyes. While others chase hustle, you are living in holy synchronization. You're on God's clock now. It may feel like you're slowing down, but you're being accelerated in ways that will shock even you. You've been tired, but not in a normal way. Not from lack of sleep, but from the spiritual heaviness of this world. God knows that. And that's why He's not just hiding you, He's upgrading you. Every chosen one is now undergoing a supernatural transformation, a reboot in body, mind, and soul. This isn't metaphorical. People are waking up healed from illnesses, free from addictions, suddenly losing weight, or feeling 10 years younger. Why? Because God is resetting your DNA. Your cells are receiving light codes, your nervous system is calming, your hormones are balancing, your temple is being refined for your next mission. You won't recognize yourself soon, and neither will the world. As the world breaks down, you will rise up, glowing with health, joy, and spiritual authority. This is not magic. This is miraculous restoration. You're not being abandoned. You're being upgraded. Feeling like you don't belong lately? Like everything familiar feels foreign? That's not depression. It's divine detachment. God is cutting cords with what no longer serves your next chapter. Jobs, people, places, even parts of your own identity are being released. It's uncomfortable, yes, but that's because you're being relocated spiritually before it happens physically. Like a transplant, your roots are being pulled from dry soil and moved to fertile ground. You're not lost, you're being replanted. Don't mourn what's being removed. Celebrate what's coming. This sacred disconnection is proof that God is near. He's removing the noise so you can hear Him clearly. You're not being isolated, you're being elevated. Doors are slamming shut. Opportunities vanish. People disappear. Plans fail. But don't be discouraged. It's divine intervention. God is rescuing you from traps you didn't even know existed. Every no is actually a not this way. He's not punishing you. He's protecting you. Some of the places you wanted to stay in would have drained your spirit. Some of the people you were loyal to were silently breaking you. So God stepped in. He let it fall apart, not to destroy you, but to save you. You may not understand it now, but one day you'll look back and thank Him. The closed door was the open path to freedom. The rejection was your redirection. You are not stuck. You are being strategically removed. This isn't a message you sit on. The call to get away is already being activated in the spirit. You may not see it unfolding, but behind the scenes, things are moving fast. Doors opening, opportunities appearing, instincts flaring. God has already dispatched angels, and your escape has already begun. When God moves, He doesn't wait for your comfort zone to catch up. If you delay, you risk staying behind in places He's no longer blessing. Some exits won't look like escapes at first. They might look like sudden breakups, failed interviews, or cancelled plans. But they're not setbacks. They're launch pads. Act fast doesn't mean panic. It means trust. Take the leap even if you don't see the net. The provision is in the obedience, not the plan. What looks like risk to the world is actually rescue in God's eyes. Follow the inner nudge. The exit is open. Go now. Whether it's a quiet church, a mountain temple, a mosque, a river, or even a silent forest, sacred places are alive with spiritual energy. God is urging you to visit them not for religion, but for restoration. You carry divine energy, and these places amplify what's already inside you. In these spaces, distractions fade, and downloads from God become clearer. You might feel goosebumps, unexpected peace, tears flowing, or overwhelming clarity. That's not emotion, it's activation. It's your spirit aligning with the high-frequency energy of divine ground. Don't worry about tradition, denomination, or doctrine. God is not bound by walls or rituals. When the chosen ones gather, even silently, the heavens respond. You're being called to recharge, to remember, and to realign. One moment in sacred space can accelerate what would take months in the natural. Go, sit, breathe. Let God meet you there. When this shift is complete, when you return from the spiritual hideout, you won't be the same. You'll feel lighter, brighter, and more alive than you felt in years. The burdens you've carried will be gone, the stress dissolved, and even your physical ailments will begin to vanish. People will notice. They'll say, "You look different," or "You feel peaceful," but they won't know what you went through in the spirit. What they see is the afterglow of divine healing. You'll walk with quiet authority. You'll speak with wisdom beyond your years. You'll laugh like a child again. Free. This isn't just internal change. Your body is part of this renewal. Skin clearing, eyes shining, posture lifted. When God heals, He heals inside and out. You're not coming back barely surviving. You're returning reborn, rebuilt, and ready. You're not just lucky. You're not coincidentally spared. God's protection over your life is calculated, deliberate, and strategic. Every step you've taken, every delay, every closed door, it was part of a master plan to place you exactly where you need to be. Think about it. How many times have you almost been in danger? How many near misses, cancelled flights, gut feelings, strange delays? That wasn't random. That was precision protection. God's hand has always been guiding, even when you didn't know it. You are divinely covered. Your name is known in heaven. There are things that were meant to destroy you that never even touched you. And as SHTF happens around the world, that same intentional protection will now become even more visible. You'll stand firm, not because of your strength, but because of His plan. If your thoughts feel clouded, your emotions numb, and you can't push through like before, it's not a breakdown. It's a divine sedation. God is gently silencing the noise so He can speak to your soul without interference. When doctors operate, they put you to sleep, not to harm you, but to heal you without pain. That's what God is doing now. He's calming your nervous system, shielding your mind, and pulling you into stillness. You don't need to fix, perform, or plan. Just rest. Let Him work. This is temporary. You're not lazy. You're in spiritual surgery. Let the fog do its work. On the other side of this cloud is clarity, purpose, and supernatural peace. Don't fight it. Float through it. The world will tell you to accept suffering as normal. But for the chosen, suffering isn't your portion, it's your preparation. What broke others is the same thing that birthed your calling. You are not meant to live in survival mode forever. You've endured enough. The pain, the betrayal, the loneliness, it wasn't meaningless. It was proof that you were set apart. But now, God is lifting the weight. You're stepping into a season where peace replaces panic, joy overcomes sorrow, and favor finds you daily. You are a spiritual entity, housed in a human form, walking through a divine mission. You're not like everyone else, and you were never meant to be. Let the world suffer if it must. But as for you, you are under heaven's protection plan. Chaos is coming. That's not fear, it's fact. Systems will collapse, nations will tremble, but while the world is shaking, you will not be moved. You'll be standing, not just surviving, but thriving in the storm. Think of Daniel in the lion's den. The lions didn't disappear. Daniel was just untouchable. That's your inheritance. People around you may fall into fear, but your feet will be planted on spiritual concrete. You will be a lighthouse in a dark sea. This is why God is pulling you away now, so you're not entangled in the fallout. He is setting you apart to stand apart. You won't just witness the storm, you'll weather it with divine calm. Don't let the chaos fool you. This isn't your downfall, it's your elevation. Everything you've lost, everything that's ended, everything that's changed, it's all making room for a new beginning, filled with divine fire and unstoppable purpose. This is your awakening. You are stepping into power you didn't know you had. Spiritual gifts will increase. Clarity will become crystal. Opportunities will chase you. What felt like death was really a resurrection. What you thought was over is just getting started. God isn't just restoring what you lost. He's giving you more than you imagined. This is not the end of your story. It's the birth of your destiny. Rise, chosen one. Step into your new chapter. The heavens are watching. The earth is waiting. Now is your time. If you've been walking through life lately feeling like watching, the earth is waiting. Now is your time. If you've been walking through life lately feeling like you're wrapped in a fog, uncertain of direction, slow to make decisions, or unable to see what's next, don't panic. That fog is not confusion from the enemy, it's a divine pause from God. It's His way of covering you while He rearranges what you can't yet comprehend. You're not lost, you're being shielded. God doesn't want you running into open doors that were never meant for you. When visibility is low, it's not time to force clarity. It's time to be still. The spiritual fog is God's whisper. Wait here. I'm working behind the scenes. Think of the Israelites in the desert, covered by the cloud of God by day. That cloud didn't just protect them from the heat, it was also the signal of when to move and when to stay. Sometimes the hardest obedience is not moving at all. In a world that rewards speed and productivity, God calls His chosen to stillness. That stillness is not stagnation, it's sacred waiting. God is building endurance, training your spiritual senses, and preparing your next assignment. Don't misread this pause as punishment. It's actually preservation. Let your soul rest in the unknown. There's protection in your pause. You may not see what's next, but that's the point. If the fog lifts only when He says go, then trust He'll lead you safely through it. You're not in limbo, you're in the presence of divine direction. Sometimes what feels like delay is actually divine redirection. You are headed toward a path that looked promising, and suddenly, closed door. A job offer rescinded, a relationship falls apart, plans cancelled. You're left questioning what went wrong. But in truth, God rerouted you from what could have destroyed you. What you couldn't see, He did. That partnership would have drained you. That location would have broken you. That plan would have entangled you in a mess you weren't designed to clean up. God isn't just guiding you to purpose, He's protecting you from poison. Even when you wanted it to work out, heaven overruled. Divine redirection is rarely comfortable. It hurts. It leaves you confused, even angry. But hindsight is God's gift to the patient. Soon you'll look back and say, "Thank God that didn't happen." You'll see that the delay wasn't denial. It was a detour into destiny. This is your permission to stop mourning what was removed. You weren't rejected, you were rescued. You were too valuable to be left exposed. When God reroutes, it's always for your elevation. The road you're on now, it's leading to something better than you imagined. In the natural world, we relocate for better jobs, healthier environments, or new beginnings. In the spiritual world, it's the same. But the relocation happens in the unseen first. Right now, God is assigning you to a new spiritual territory, one that aligns with your anointing, calling, and capacity. You've outgrown your previous space. The conversations, connections, and even routines that used to fit you now feel restrictive. That's not burnout, it's your spirit rejecting stagnation. You are being relocated to a space where your spiritual gifts can breathe and flourish. This is your divine expansion. This new place may feel unfamiliar. You'll notice new people entering your life, old ones fading away. Your interests will shift. Your prayers will deepen. Your dreams may become more vivid or prophetic. These are all signs that your spiritual address has changed. You are not who you used to be, even if you're still in the same physical location. Embrace the transition. Don't resist it. You don't need a moving truck for this move. You need spiritual awareness. Let God lead. The new place He's bringing you into will feel like home to your soul. This is where your next level begins. Loss is never easy. But when things begin to slip away, relationships, platforms, plans, passions, it might not be punishment. It might be God's mercy in disguise. Some things are falling apart because they would have eventually destroyed you. We often pray for blessings, not realizing God's mercy sometimes comes in the form of subtraction. That business deal that didn't work out, that friend who stopped talking to you, that door that slammed shut, those were merciful removals. You don't even know what danger you were spared. God sees what we can't. He hears conversations behind closed doors. He knows the long-term consequences of staying connected to what you think is good. When He removes something, even if it hurts, He's saying, "You're worth more than this." He's not being cruel. He's being a loving Father. Let what's fading fade. If it's leaving your life, it's served its purpose. Don't chase what God is releasing. Don't grieve a chapter He's closing. Mercy isn't always soft. It's sometimes severe, but it always saves. Let God do what's best for you, even if it feels like loss. When everything around you starts falling apart, relationships unravel, finances collapse, health fluctuates, it's easy to believe you're under attack. But chosen ones must understand a deeper truth. Breakdowns are often God's setup for breakthrough. What feels like destruction is really divine construction in disguise. Think of a seed underground. Before it grows, it must break. That shell has to split, and in the process, it looks like the seed is dying. But it's not. It's transforming. That's where you are. The pressure, the shaking, the chaos. It's not your end. It's your becoming. God is intentionally shaking loose everything that can no longer go with you. Some of these breakdowns are holy, God-ordained collapse. He's dismantling everything built on fear, ego, or control so He can build a life rooted in faith, truth, and purpose. Don't try to rebuild what He tore down. Instead, trust that something better is on its way. Let it all fall if it must. Cry if you need to. But don't cling to pieces that were never meant to stay. This breakdown is clearing the stage for a performance of glory. You'll soon realize the mess was the miracle in motion. Let it happen. God knows exactly what He's doing. When prayers go unanswered, when silence replaces signs, and when it feels like God has turned His face away, don't assume abandonment. You're not being overlooked. You're being fortified, strengthened in the silence, deepened in the stillness, prepared for more than you've prayed for. Fortification isn't loud. It's hidden, quiet, and often painful. It's in the lonely nights, the unanswered texts, the spiritual dryness. But this is where your roots grow deep. Just like a tree gains stability underground before it reaches the sky, you are gaining a foundation that will not be shaken. God is building your spiritual endurance because what He's calling you to carry will be heavy in the natural, but light in the spirit. The higher you go, the deeper your character must be. He's not denying you. He's developing you. He's ensuring your soul is strong enough to stand when others fall. You haven't been forgotten. Heaven knows your name. Your angels haven't left their post. God hasn't changed His mind about your promise. He's just making sure, when you step into the spotlight, you don't collapse under the weight of answered prayers. The enemy had a plan. There were traps laid for you, conversations meant to ruin your name, connections meant to break your spirit, distractions crafted to delay your destiny. But what Satan forgot is that you are covered by a covenant. God stepped in before you even saw the danger. Some friendships ended suddenly, not because they were random, but because God saw the betrayal brewing. That opportunity that fell through, it was a setup disguised as a blessing. God shattered the snare before it could tighten around your ankles. What you thought was rejection was actually divine protection in motion. Psalm 124:7 says, "We have escaped like a bird from the snare of the fowler. The snare has been broken, and we have escaped." That's not poetic, it's prophetic. You were one step from disaster, but the blood of Jesus covered you. You never saw the war fought in the unseen realm on your behalf. Take a moment and give thanks, not for what you gained, but for what never touched you. You were meant to be caught, crushed, and compromised, but now you're free, untouched, and still rising. The trap is broken, and you are walking boldly into your purpose. You were obedient in the last season. You served faithfully. You stood strong. But now, the stirring in your soul is a sign. Your assignment is changing. God is shifting your focus, your function, and your field. What you used to do is no longer required where you're going. This isn't burnout. It's the Spirit saying, that chapter is over. Your gifts are evolving. Your authority is expanding. And heaven is downloading new blueprints. You may feel restless or unsettled, but don't dismiss it. Lean in. God is getting ready to give you fresh instructions. Remember when Elijah was fed by ravens at the brook, but then the brook dried up? It wasn't a punishment. It was a prompt to move. God said, "Go to Zarephath." The source shifted because the assignment shifted. If your old routine isn't working, don't force it. It's time to ask, "What now, Lord?" Prepare your heart for new direction. Set time apart to listen. You won't just go deeper, you'll go higher. Your assignment may change, but your purpose remains the same: to glorify God and impact others. Trust Him with the new orders. He never sends without supply. You've been feeling disconnected from people, unnoticed in your efforts or unseen in your service. It's not because you're unloved. It's because God has pulled you into spiritual isolation. Not as punishment, but as preparation. You're not alone. You're in a divine hiding place. Throughout Scripture, we see this pattern. Moses was hidden in the wilderness. David was isolated in caves. Jesus withdrew to the mountain. Great assignments require sacred separation. God removes the noise so you can hear His voice. He isolates before He elevates. In this season, your circle may shrink. Your invitations may dry up. But don't confuse silence for rejection. This is your training ground. While others are distracted by crowds, you're being discipled in the quiet. You're being taught how to depend on God alone. Use this time wisely. Read, pray, rest. Heal, let the silence strengthen you. When the spotlight returns, you'll carry something heavier than charisma. You'll carry consecration. Isolation is not the end. It's the incubation of destiny. The world is in turmoil. Panic is rising. Headlines scream crisis. But while others tremble, you'll walk in supernatural calm. Why? Because you're not anchored to the news cycle. You're anchored in the Prince of Peace. This peace isn't fragile. It doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. It's forged in prayer, watered by the word, and rooted in trust. You have peace, not because there's no storm, but because your foundation is unshakable. While others collapse, you'll stand firm in faith. God is training your nervous system to rest even when the room shakes. Your spirit has been upgraded to endure turbulence without fear. People will look to you for answers, and you'll carry a peace that makes no sense to them. That peace will be your ministry. Your calm will be someone else's rescue. You were never meant to be swept up in the chaos. You were meant to command it to still. Speak peace, live peace, radiate peace. When God anchors your soul, even the wildest waves will respect your stillness. Peace is your portion. Wear it like armor. The world around you is shaking. Systems are failing. Governments wobble. And uncertainty is the new normal. But take heart. While God is shifting the earth beneath everyone else's feet, He is securing your foundation. You may feel the tremors, but your spiritual ground is unmovable because it rests on His promises. Imagine a tree planted by rivers of water. When drought and storms come, it doesn't wither because its roots are deep and nourished. Your faith is that deep root. Earthquakes come in the natural and spiritual realms, but God's chosen ones stand firm, anchored in His unwavering love and truth. This shifting isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to realign you. God is breaking down what is unstable so He can build up what is eternal. Your firm place is a symbol of His faithfulness, a testimony to others that even when the world is unstable, God's peace and protection hold strong. Hold fast, even when everything seems to fall apart around you. Your ground is not shaken because it is connected to a power that moves mountains, but never crumbles. This is your season to be immovable, unshakable, and undeniable. The earth may shift, but you are secure. Right now, a powerful spiritual transaction is happening. Your name is being wiped clean from the records of danger, attack, and defeat. God is erasing your ties to harm and writing your name boldly in the book of destiny. You are being marked for divine favor and breakthrough. Think of it like this: where once you were targeted by fear, failure, or frustration, now you are being marked for favor, fruitfulness, and future. This isn't random. It's a sovereign act of love. God is declaring to the enemy, "This one belongs to me, and no weapon formed against you will prosper." As your name is removed from the ledger of destruction, it is being inscribed in the scroll of victory. Your story is being rewritten. What once looked like setbacks are now setups for your ultimate triumph. You're stepping into a narrative authored by God Himself, one filled with hope, purpose, and divine power. This is a season of reclaiming your identity. No longer bound by past failures or future fears, you are now branded with the seal of heaven. Your name carries weight, honor, and authority. Stand tall. Your destiny is being crafted by the Master's hand. When doors close, it's natural to mourn what could have been. But beloved, what you're losing right now, relationships, opportunities, possessions, were never meant to be part of your future. God is pruning your life, so only what is destined remains. Imagine a gardener trimming a tree. At first, it seems harsh. Branches that provided shade or fruit are cut away, but this is done to strengthen the tree, to allow for bigger, better growth. What you see as loss is God's careful cultivation. It's a loving removal of the unnecessary. Hold fast to this truth. Loss isn't always loss. Sometimes it's liberation. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes it's preparation. The things that vanish were never part of your divine plan. God's vision for you is bigger, brighter, and better than what you're letting go of. Release your grip without fear. You are not losing ground. You are gaining space for something greater. Trust the gardener's hands. What falls away will make room for a harvest you've only dreamed of. In moments of crisis, when you wonder why help hasn't arrived, remember this. God's protection is never late. It arrives exactly when it's meant to, never a second too soon or too late.